Right, here we are, we're back. Of course, we're looking at a computer screen. My old buddy Donald Glass lives here local. Built this. It's listed on the Central Virginia's page. Of course, it's a Camaro kit. And this was also for the Pro Street build. And we'll go down. And this is Monroe Model Guy. Done this right here. He hasn't posted his final, but they're not actually due until Saturday. Again, this is the Central Virginia Model Builders Club. Come on and join us, even if you're not from Central Virginia. So the first car that we're going to mention, that is one of my want-to kits, is the Tennessee Thunder Transporter and pull car. It's very neat. Of course, the truck has been reissued many times. I don't know about the car, but it's very neat and very cool. So that's one of them. Next, this is the Coup de Grace. This is my #1 most wanted. It's simple. Of course, it's a show rod, but and yes, it's on Evil Bay, and it's attainable. I just don't want to attain it at the Evil Bay prices. I'd like to see if I can hook one up a little bit cheaper, and so that is one of them that is in the mix. And this is the Torrid Little Funny Car, Pinto, by Johan. Everybody seems to have a Johan kit in the mix. This kit, the reason it stands in the gap of a I want to have it, gotta have it. When I was really young, a young child, 6, 7, 8, I'm not sure what year, my mother used to have to go to a lot of conferences because of her job, and you know, her son was a car, loved cars, and different model cars had come home, and she had brought different things back to me from going, and excuse me, and she brought this thing back. Well, of course, not that actual kit there, but she brought it back and opened the box, and with great enthusiasm and a tube of orange Testors glue, I set forth to try to build it. And this is the only model car that ever made an 8-year-old cry, because it just absolutely tore my heart all to pieces, because it was just above my pay grade of trying to put together. The frame was twisted. The body was twisted in a complete opposite way. Everything that could have been wrong with that model was wrong. So after 2 or 3 days of just trying and not having the understanding, not having anybody else who was really able to help me, I was trying one night, and I had an 8-year-old fit, and I proceeded to twist it and contort it, and finally threw it in the trash, and an 8-year-old's heart was broken. However, I'm older now. I'm mature enough to handle the stress and strain of that torrid little funny car, and it's on my list to get. So it has a lot of sentimental value, sentimental reasons. I could say this is actually the #1 kit, more so than the Hangman. However, there's different reasons for both those kits being where they are in my heart. So one is sentimental and one is desire. So I reckon the sentiment is what will put it to the top. Last but not least, we have this little baby that I didn't know existed until last night. And I was watching, I think it's Kim's Customs. It's a guy in Denmark, and he showed it. And again, this is another one of those cars that have just a weird little look, and it just struck my nerve, and I said I like it. But those are the 4 cars that are at the top of my list of wanting. And again, there's no judgment, and anybody wants to call it whatever, and I understand different people have different belief systems and values, and that's totally fine. No judgment, just saying that this is why I'm not going to use that terminology for it, because the word holy has a huge value in my heart. So I just can't do it. And but other than that, we'll probably put out at least one, maybe two more videos this week. The building bug is active. Real quick though, I'm gonna slowly kind of turn the camera around. You see some pictures. You see the 2022 SRO overall champion, Mr. George Kurtz, in that picture. You see a picture that my wife painted of a scene that you see on Good Mythical More. There's a little rat paint, little car I could have showed y'all maybe another time. And then the contraption. I am Sith, for real. There's my racing simulator, and I might give a tour of that one day. And of course, the wall of decals that'll be going in place. So, fellas, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you. What's happening? This is Glenn with 2 N's, not 1. There's also a site called Model Cars with Glenn with 1 N. His people didn't know how to name him, left off an N. No bueno. Look at here. The hot topic that everybody's been talking about here is this Holy Grail. Well, my beliefs and the Bible and my heart, I can't call something plastic, something that's not biblical, a Holy Grail. That's not in judgment of anybody else. That's my belief. That's how I feel. That's where I'm from. That's how I am. Again, it's no judgment being passed. It's just where I come from in my heart and in my mind in reference to the terminology. I would go with more like the must-have of all must-have kits, the list of models that I would really like to own somewhere down the road, if not sooner rather than later. So in this particular video, I've got some pictures of the actual model cars of what are my models that I really want to have at some point in time. And really, there's only, I think I have 4 here, and there are some that that are important models to me that I've already bought and already have. But I'm gonna save that towards the end, and so I'm gonna have to turn the camera around to show the pictures of that information. We're gonna keep it short. We're gonna keep it sweet, hopefully. I've noticed a lot of people and been showing their Hot Wheels. I think the Carousel of Crazy, I think his site, he's been doing a lot of shorts, like 15 seconds, showing different Hot Wheels that he's come across. And I figured I would show some of the ones that I've come across over the last few months. So no further ado. First one is this Chevrolet pickup truck. Kind of Partridge Family kind of paint job going on there. For those of you who know who the Partridge Family is. Kind of neat. And again, it's a short bed Chevy, making it uber cool. Next one is not a Hot Wheels, but a Matchbox. This is a BMW 2002 TMI. Make sure I got the functionality of it right. It says 69 2002. This particular one does have round rear lights, and it is just really cool. The reason for this is, again, I've told y'all I work at VIR. There's a guy named Paul Tillery who drives one basically almost spot on to that. And it's kind of a brown, a Hershey brown color. And the name of it is called Bone Stock. And Paul is just an awesome dude. And that car just struck a nerve with me. It's just something I really, really liked. And just from Jump Street, and become friends with him and his significant other, April Curtis. And they both run at VIR. Super people, super people. So that's the purpose that I had to have it. Next one is this thing right here. Yeah, piece of food on it. I don't know where in the world a fat man would have had food on a car from, but there you go. I'm not really fully understanding the whole premise of this one, but kind of neat. Next one, we have a 2009 Ford F-150 in Goodyear livery. Next is the Lamborghini. Again, Lamborghinis have always been one of my favorite cars back in history. I remember I gave it a name. I call it the spaghetti machine because, of course, it's Italian and it is just awesome. Next is more for us old schoolers, 65 2+2 Mustang Fastback. This is the Big Air Bel Air. Again, we're going back to Matchbox. To me, this has, even though it's a Ford Mustang, it has that Trans Am look that runs all road courses, the Trans Am series, TA2. Just real neat looking Mustang. If this doesn't inspire you to build a vet, the 62 Corvette Gasser. The paint on this thing is absolutely gorgeous, of course. We'll have to work on lighting, but it's not bad. Getting down to the nitty and the gritty on these. Found this one, Motul. Of course, it's a Nissan station wagon. Motul is an official product of VIR's TMI store. Excuse me. TMI is the racing supply store that's at track, and it's a young man named Don runs there. Awesome people, awesome dude. Look, go by VIR, go by TMI track store. You will not be dissatisfied. Whether it's for your actual race car needs, helmets, gloves, suits, products, VIR t-shirts, hats, all kind of swag, there's your place. So we've had a Mustang. How about an 18 green Camaro? I think that's very cool. Not the biggest guy on green. So there it is. And the last one we have is one that I believe Carousel of Crazy also had, and he showed it, and I think it's just the Ram Chargers Challenger. If I am correct, this is actually a real, it's based off of a real car. So There's a lot more here that I could show you. Matter of fact, I think I will show you some more real quick. Sorry for being off screen. The other day, someone had showed something at a place that got some cars in, and I went and found a Matchbox, and this one right here will really get people. The 36 Ford Standard Coupe. Again, it's a Matchbox. Very neat. I mean, it caught my attention. I had to have it. Of course, the Mercedes AMG GT3 street car in Matchbox. Whoever went through those stores and pulled the treasure hunts, you know, missed a few, and those are not treasure hunts, of course, those are Matchbox, but this next one was left, and I think even though it's not a treasure hunt, that's enough to get people's eye-catching. '69 Copo Camaro. And last but not least, for those of you who are Star Wars geeks, gotta have a land speeder. So that's all of those for now. We're gonna shoot to get this thing knocked out, and I'm just gonna hit the turner. We're gonna turn the camera around and come back, and I'm gonna show you these most desired models of mine. Stand by.